Hi guys, back again. It's been a long time since we posted a video here on YouTube, but we're back to talk about one of these, a jackpot from a slot machine. But before we get on to that, just want to mention about the website slotmachinedepot.co.uk. Do check it out regularly. We're always updating it with information about vintage slot machines. And also check out the Facebook page. If you're a member of Facebook, search out the Slot Machine Depot on Facebook and you can join us because we broadcast once a week live, so you can throw your questions live while we're on air. So without further ado, let's get on to the subject in hand, which are these. This is a jackpot. Now the jackpot is an important part because, of course, with slot machines, it's the way they attract custom, and that's exactly what the manufacturers discovered years ago, was if they put a jackpot fully loaded with shiny new coins, it would attract custom. Because it played such an important part of being full of coins, they had to come up with a way of making sure that the jackpot was never empty. So what they did, they came up with this thing of having a reserve jackpot. Now, although companies such as Watling, Jennings, Pace all had their own method of using a reserve jackpot, theirs were a lot more simplified and much more reliable. We're looking at one of these. This is from a MIlls machine, and they too went for the reserve part. This is the top part, but they over-engineered it. If anyone's ever seen the side of one of these, you'll see that it's just got a massive springs and cogs and levers, catches and everything on there. And majority of this, in fact 90% of all of this, is just to control the reserve part of this. But first of all, let's explain what the reserve does. When you look at the slot machine, you'll see that it shows you the coins fully loaded. Now when somebody wins a jackpot, it empties or dumps out all of the coins. Now of course that would leave it empty, so when the machine is played again, you get a reserve of coins above the jackpot which drop down and fill up the main jackpot window again. So it's never empty for long. So this is what these do have. They have the main jackpot down the bottom and a reserve at the top. We're going to explain how this particular model works, and this complex array of levers, we'll try and get through the mystery of that as well. If we take a very simplified look at a jackpot side on, you can see that it's got the two compartments, top and bottom. As a coin comes in, it hits a deflector that will throw the coin into the reserve. Once this reserve fills up, the coins then overflow and bypass the first deflector. They hit another deflector further on down, which bounces the coins into the main jackpot. When this gets filled up, it then overflows and drops into the bottom of the machine. If we take a look at just a couple of the components here, we are going to show you a demonstration of this being operated in slow motion so you can actually see it for real. But just very briefly, you've got a couple of things here. First of all, this lever here is your latch. You've got your dump trip lever here, and if I push that forward, it latches forward and that closes the door. Now, when you win a jackpot, this gets kicked up and releases the dump lever. Okay, like that, and the door will then open. So then we come to this part, the reserve part. Just want to point out a couple of things. First of all, this door here, the reserve, just flaps around. It stops from going back because of this lever here. And let me just show you that pointed out there. Hopefully we can zoom in on that. This little part here is what's stopping this from going all the way back. However, if we move that out of the way, then this can then drop backwards and drop the reserve coins. So what's actually holding this is this little catch here. What we've done is set up the jackpot on the bench so you can get a clear view of what actually happens. The push rod here is normally connected to the side of your payout slides, and it moves forwards and backwards approximately 1 inch, give or take. So when you play, it goes forward, and you'll notice that nothing happens because the dump lever is locked onto the latch, and this reserve lever here is far enough upwards that it misses the top of this push arm, and you can see that's what happens as you play. When you get a jackpot, the latch is knocked up, releasing the dump lever. So what we'll do is we'll mimic that, but also watch as this reserve lever here will drop a little bit. Here we go. Now that dumps all the coins from the main jackpot. Now watch what happens when the next coin is played. The lever will go forward and two things will happen. First of all, this lower part will reset the dump lever back onto this latch. Also, this top part of the push lever comes into contact with this, which is now dropped. And it's this, as it pushes forward and comes back, will release the reserve jackpot. It goes forward, resets the bottom jackpot door, and as it comes back, the reserve door opens. The coins drop into the lower part of the jackpot, and now watch for the next play. It will lock the reserve door, so as we go forward, it releases. So there we can see how the jackpot reserve really does work, and work well. It's an ingenious mechanism. Some people say it's over-engineered, but that's the MIlls Jackpot.